Okay, guys. So, uh, give me a few minutes so I can hide some company's data. I've joined with me. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Guys, may I audible?
Yes, yes, Manish.
Okay, cool, cool. So let's start. So as you know, guys, this meeting is all about, this meeting is all about that that composable apart, and we have already Ankit have give talk on 1.0. That's a 1.0 talk. This is all about the basics and all, right? So in this talk we will talk about if you have some issues in basics, then you can go and check out the Ankit's talk, and that's basically 1.0 talk, right? So you can join that. So let's talk about the agenda of this talk. So agenda of this talk is about a compose and XML performance. So many what I have done some experiment with the XML and compose. So I found some matrices which is pretty much good as compared to the earlier matrices with the material 2. So this is with the material 3. So the performance is pretty much up to the mark, and this is like a now the compose is as much mature, so can go for the production, and you can use in your company. So that matrix will be very useful for you guys. Then other thing is that we will talk about the modifiers, how we can use modifier, and some best practices, and some understanding like XML में हम क्या करते थे, और अब ये कंपोज में मॉडिफायर्स क्या है, ऐसे करके there will be some basics and some advanced things into it. Then other thing is the composable preview. Then layout. Then we will talk about the composable preview, and then we will talk about the layout in compose. Then we will talk about the list in Jetpack compose. So it will be all about the lazy list and all. So yeah. So uh, sorry, give me a minute. Let me connect my iPad with it. Ankit, have you started recording here? Okay, okay, thank you. Okay. Uh, okay. Speaking. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's start. So our first topic is the matrices. So let's start with the matrices. So let me tell you the condition where in which I have recorded these matrices. So there is a two condition. There is a two screen I made. One is like there is a one screen, right, which have the lists, uh, only list, right? It have a header and only list. So this is the one of type of a screen. The other type of a screen is this is the complex UI I want to make, so that I can see these matrices will come in these UI too. So in this there is a one horizontal list, right? There is a one horizontal list, uh, and then there is a linear list. Sorry, let me remove it. This is the other one. Okay. So in the other screen we have basically uh, first we have it's a profile kind of screen. So first we have a user data and that image, and there is a some data, right? So these are the basically first thing, and other thing we have are basically a tab. uh, so we have a two tabs here, and then we have the lists inside it, right? But in one tab we have a linear list, or in other tab we have a one horizontal list and other is a linear list. So that is the some small complex UI. Just I want to work on that. So let's talk about the data. Okay, so what we found in material before the material 3, what we found key, like there is a one XML list, right? And okay, that's okay. So this is the, I think, that list. Yeah, sorry, this is the that list with the material 3, without material 3 and the old version, right? Compose ka. So in which we found ki that list wala jo UI tha, right? In that UI, basically it's when we do a cold start of that activity, so it takes approx a 156 ms, right? And the when we do in compose, so it takes 136 ms. So it's basically XML is a pretty much good then as compared to the compose one, right? And then basically the second time when we revisit the screen, then it's pretty much optimized, but it's not as much as optimized as the compose gives experience, right? Like 36 ms and 106, that is not a big difference in between. There is a 4 ms of difference, that is not a big difference, right? So that is a one of the thing. Then the with the detail screen, like that's a complex UI, right? So here I found a 272 in first, and in first we found in basically XML, it's a pretty much high. But maybe because of some animations, some lags, maybe because of that. But yeah, that's a good thing in compose. Other thing is 87 and then 177. So that is a basically compose maybe got at 87, and in that we will. So in complex UI, I know I don't know how compose do a better job as compared to XML one. So yeah, maybe some because I have tested it into my IQ in your 6 device. So yeah, maybe because of the perform, maybe some vary with that. So here when you will see this data, so here you will see ki compose is not reliable as much. Like sometimes give a good performance, sometimes give a pretty much bad performance, even sometimes give a his worst performance as compared to the XML. So it's like not consistent, not consistent as much as compared to the XML. Then the second data with the new version, you can also sorry, with the new version, yeah. So the latest version of the compose. So in this data basically yeah, so in this data you can see ki, there is a compose educator list, and then there is a XML executor list, right? So in this you can see ki compose is pretty much better place as compared to the XML one. Then the second time when we revisited that screen and all the composables are created and cached into the memories, then you can see ki in that time performance is pretty much optimized as compared to the XML list. So here what I did, I basically take a 3 times data, and then I take a basically average of that, and that is average data here I have represented to you. Then you when you go to the frozen screen and the slow screen, how much slow screen and frozen screen total screens, so that kind of thing. So it's a kind of frame rate, you can say. So in total screen, if you see in an educator list, so in 680.3, that's a basically that's a basically that frame, basically how much frames are frozen, right? Okay, so here you will see there is a 9% and there is a 8%. So when you will see that data, so you will pretty much very convinced कि like कि 9% स्लो फ्रेम है इसके अंदर, और देयर इज अ 34%, फिर 8% एंड देयर इज अ 38%. सो XML से तो बहुत ही बेटर है इन सिंपल केसेस टू. In complex cases, yeah, in that cases too, compose is better much performing stable as compared to the XML. So that is the one of thing I want to discuss with you. For the more detail in that, I am also writing a one blog for the all these cases, because for those all those cases discussed here, that's take pretty much a good time. Just I want to show the result. So I will post that blog, and where I will talk about the whole data, how I all the conditions in which I basically tested these things. uh Sorry, let me add channels. Yeah, so I will post that blog. Other thing, guys, any issues, any question till now, please write in chat section or unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, no questions, I think. Okay, so let's go for the next part. Okay, so let's discuss about the composable life cycles. So composable life cycle is a pretty much good. It's like first enter in compositions, right? And then basically there is a one simple life cycle, not like a view life cycle. It's not a big life cycle. They're very simple life cycle they have. Like whenever the inputs change, and so they recompose the composables and basically show the data. So that is the simple life cycle they have. So if you will see, let's suppose you have a one composable function. If you have a composable function, right, or if you are taking a data like a string, so if sometime you give let's suppose Android, right? If sometime you give Android, then it basically in memory what's happening, like first you will if inside it have a text, then first it will recompose the text with data this Android. Then let's suppose sometimes in that data got changed and it's become a Android 1. So if become Android 1, then basically the next text become this composable recompose, and basically that makes a Android text 1 के साथ that text that will be printed. So this kind of basically life cycle is going on here. So here some questions come कि like okay, मतलब state management ये वो. So yeah, we will talk in further talks about these things, how to manage the states and all these things. So that is a simple life cycle that Compose provide us. Okay, let's go for the next one. That is a modifier in Jetpack Compose. So yeah, so so modifier is just a part, just a one thing which gives you ability to decorate your composables. So कोई भी composable है उसके अंदर padding size या फिर मतलब ये सब चीजें अगर आपको उसके अंदर ऐड ऑन करनी है, तो यू हैव टू बेसिकली दैट मॉडिफायर. देयर इज अ टू टाइप बिल्ट इन यानी कि बिल्ट. अभी हम सारी चीज़ों के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, तो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट कि अच्छा इसके अंदर कंपोजेबल के अंदर साइज या बिहेवियर या अपीयरेंस आपको ये सब चेंज करना हो, एडिंग सब इंफॉर्मेशंस, एक्सेसिबिलिटी लेवल्स एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, एंड देन द process user input if you want some like on click listener वगैरह ये सब चीजें, so that you can also manage into the composable. Other thing like let's suppose if something you have written like in edit text and you want to get, so you can also get into the by the by the modifier, right? Then all the draggable, scrollable, all these listeners you can provide inside the your modifier. So that's all thing about the accessibility and the decoration of your कंपोजिबल्स। इट्स लाइक योर व्यू, और उसके ऊपर आप जो जो काम करते थे और वो जो कॉमन सारी चीजें थी उनको बिल्ट इन मॉडिफायर्स में डाल दिया गया है, और सो यू कैन यूज दोस थिंग्स लाइक ऑन क्लिक लिसनर वगैरह, ये सब चीजें सब कुछ आपको उसके अंदर मिल जाएगा। तो इस सब जस्ट बेसिकली स्टैंडर्ड कॉटलिन मतलब ऑब्जेक्ट फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास ही है, उसको ही लेकर के इन्होंने इसको बनाया। वी विल सी कि मतलब इसी को क्यों लिया, लेट्स सी। Then let's talk about the some useful modifiers. So one of the thing, as somebody have knowledge about React or the reactive or the basically reactive programming, or maybe you have a knowledge about the declarative programming, then you have a better idea about you have a basically certain format in order. If you place the things in order, then it will execute in order. It's not like कि जैसे आप XML में करते थे, राइट, कि XML में आपने मतलब अगर बैकग्राउंड को ऊपर लगा दिया, पैडिंग को नीचे लगा दिया, देन इट्स विल वर्क फाइन फॉर यू। तो वैसा इधर नहीं होने का, इधर इधर थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट होता है। अब क्या होता है यहाँ पे कि लेट सपोज आपने मॉडिफायर लिया, ठीक है, और मॉडिफायर डॉट, और आपने लेट सपोज यहाँ पे देयर इज अ सर्टेन फंक्शंस जो कि प्रॉपर्टीज आप उस कंपोजिबल्स में डाल सकते हो, लाइक पैडिंग, राइट, लाइक पैडिंग। देन आप डाल सकते हो साइज में यू कैन गिव विड्थ एंड हाइट, then you can give a background, then you can give many of ample of things are there, you can provide those things here, right? So अब let's suppose कि you have a one card, right, and you have provided padding, right? You have basically first what you do, like you have provided a padding of 10 dp here, right? अब आपने 10 dB का पैडिंग दे दिया, एंड देन यू बेसिकली अप्लाई द बैकग्राउंड कलर, राइट? when you apply the background color, so you will see that background color will only appear at this place, not on the whole card. uh, this background color will appear in the whole card, not in the this place, because you have in whole place, not in that, because of first this will apply the background, then they will it's first they will apply basically padding, and then he will apply the background, right? और बैकग्राउंड वो उसी पे अप्लाई करेगा जहां जहां मतलब पूरा उसके ऊपर। देन व्हाट यू डिड, बेसिकली यू go that padding go down, and you will that background go ups, then it's behave some differently, like वो उसने सिर्फ इतनी मतलब उस पैडिंग वाले मतलब पूरे को ही कलर कर दिया और फिर उसका पैडिंग वाले कलर कर छोड़। सो दैट इज द समथिंग यू विल सी हियर, और इसी को यूज करके मतलब दिस इज मोर इंट्यूटिव, वो बहुत ज्यादा इंट्यूटिव बन जाता है कि आपने बेसिकली क्या किया कि एक कंटेनर ले रखा है। पहले हम लोग ऐसे समझते थे कि पैडिंग इज इनसाइड द व्यू और मार्जिन इज द आउटसाइड द व्यू, ऐसे करके हम लोग समझते थे, बट नाउ पैडिंग विल वर्क लाइक दैट। सो मतलब अगर आपको मार्जिन प्रोवाइड करना है तो इट्स अप्लाई बिफोर द बैकग्राउंड, एंड इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई मतलब इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई पैडिंग, देन after the margin, after the background. So you can do these things. So that is a basically totally depend upon the order of your commands you are providing. So if your commands is pretty much, let's suppose आपने padding provide कर दिया और padding के ऊपर आपने मतलब on click listener लगा दिया और padding के नीचे on click listener लगाया, तो so सिनेरियो इज टोटली डिफरेंट। अब उस केस में मतलब आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि अब वो कैसे काम कर रहा है, राइट? सो वो मे बी सम जगह पे क्लिक करने पे काम कर रहा हो और सम जगह पे क्लिक करने पे नहीं काम कर रहा हो, या फिर होल व्यू में काम कर रहा हो। सो इट टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन द योर इंटेंशन कि आपको बेसिकली कैसा बिहेवियर आपके अपने व्यू के साथ रखना है, अपने कंपोजिबल्स के साथ रखना है। सो दैट इज द ऑल अबाउट कि आप ऑर्डर को थोड़ा सा सही से रखें मॉडिफायर्स में। सो दैट इज ऑल अबाउट दैट। लेट्स सी इन अ कोड की कोड में कैसे कंपोजिबल को रखते हैं, सॉरी मॉडिफायर को रखते हैं। सो लेट मी गो टू इन दैट्स कंपोनेंट। सो सी here I want to provide some modifier. So here what I did, basically I have created a one dimension object class where I have basically defined all the dimensions and all. So where I get the dimension, right? You can also provide the start padding and all this stuff. Then if you want, then you can provide a basically width and height, whatever you want, and then the clip size. So now before that, what we do, we basically use shader and all these things for basically clipping the image corners. So now that thing became very simpler as with the composable. So you can just clip, and there's a some certain function like rect, round, and circle shape. These kind of shapes are provide here. Then there's a border you can provide here. So here the things, then provide padding, and then you provided a basically background. So now you will see कि border जो है वो अंदर की तरफ ही आ रहा है, बाहर नहीं आ रहा. So that these are these kind of things you will get here. Or that is all about कि how to thinking compose. That's Ankit talk about the last talk कि how to thinking compose. That is all about that कि how to thinking compose. So this is part of that. I will share one blog on that कि how to think in compose wala. So yeah, that is then you can see here I have provided a padding, then click I have provided a click listener interaction, and the background and all these things, right? So yeah, you can check this out. These things, these are open source. I will provide a repo link too. Yeah, let's go to next section, that is a padding and size. So what I did, when you go here, so I have provided a width and height separately, right? So instead of doing that, you can also provide, you can call the size function, and inside the parameter you can is basically provide that basically that you can call the size wala method, and in the size wala method you can just provide a width and height at the same place. So that is a one of things you can do with that. Other thing is padding we have already discussed. Then the offset. So offset is what, like let's suppose you have a layout, right? You have a one linear layout. Sorry, I go into XML. That in compose, if you have a column, right? So if you have a column, then in column you are basically arrange. Sorry, this is the row thing. So row is horizontal wala manner, and column is the basically vertical wala manner, right? If you want कि that ये जो let's suppose any composable, और ये composable के बीच में some x में कुछ वो होना चाहिए, offset होना चाहिए, right? If you want this thing, so instead of providing margin on all these things, so you can provide offset here. By the offset you can provide x offset and y offset. So the other composable will be placed after calculating your offset value, and then after that the other composable will be placed. So that is the all about the offset. Then we will let's talk about the type or type safety in compose sorry modifiers. So compose में there is a type safety. Let's suppose आपने मतलब you have take a box layout, right? You have taken a box layout, or box layout, as the earlier talks Ankit had discussed, key that is all about the stacking the composables, right? So that is all about that, right? So in a box layout, there's a one modifier. If you basically provide a modifier inside the box layout, then you will see ki there is a one thing that is basically match parent, right? That is one thing inside. Let's suppose if you go to the column, and you are basically providing that modifier dot let's suppose that is a match parent. So you are not able to apply here because that is a scope modifier that is only valid in the scope, basically box scope. So yeah, that is the one of the thing. Let's you can say okay, there's a two type of modifier. That is a one general modifier, that like padding and all this stuff. Some of the scope modifier, like let's suppose when you go to the constraint layout, then you will see the constraint set. that is the one of the scope modifier that is only can use in the compose one, only can use in the basically your your constraint layout wala thing. So that is kind of scope modifiers are there. uh, so yeah, the same thing I have discussed about ki, if you're providing the match parent in sorry, match parent size in child, so it's not possible in the other layout other than the box layout. Then there is a one thing, let's suppose let there is a one condition ki, if you have one layout, right, box layout, and you have a child image, and there is a some texts, right, and if you want ki, let's suppose it have a 10 dp of size, and you want ki that image should be the 15 dp, right? If you are thinking like ki, that should be a 15 dp, so is it possible? So when you do in xml, so I think in that case the xml will clipped off these the upper wala मतलब ऊपर के 2.5 dp and नीचे का 2.5 dp को they will clip, and then it will show. अदरवाइज अगर कुछ ऐसा एक कंडीशन है कि मतलब बैकग्राउंड वगैरह देख करके मे बी मतलब उस केस में थोड़े से डिफरेंस कर सकते, लेकिन फॉर एग्जांपल पहले बैकग्राउंड वगैरह अप्लाई कर रखा है तो यू विल सी कि मतलब ये थोड़ा सा क्लिप्ड ऑफ हो जाएगा इधर से. But in that case you can also provide this thing in compose. For that what you can do, and basically मैं तो ये यूज करता मिनिमम हाइट एंड मिनिमम विड्थ का कंसेप्ट यूज करता था इन दैट केस. सो मतलब अगर अगर ये वाला साइज बढ़ जाता है तो इट्स अडॉप्ट द साइड साइज, वो वाला मतलब इट्स अडॉप्ट द चाइल्ड साइज. So in Jetpack Compose you can provide a required size. So that is the one of the function जो कि most prefer किया जाएगा before calculating the layout size. So if you provide a required size, so required size में अगर if you give a 15 dp, so that uh, the image will be the 15 dp and it's clearly showable. And ये जो layout size है that will calculated after the that 15 dp, मतलब that basically children size. So it's modified, you can say it will modified. So yeah, so that is the one of thing. Let's go to the extracting the reusable and non-reusable. So basically that is all about the best practices in compose. So when you see the best practices on compose, that is a one doc provided by google. So where they said ki you should earlier think about ki which composable is reusable or which is not. And there is a two types, same that composable have two type, like one sorry, modifier have a two type. One is a scope modifier and a unscoped modifier. So in unscoped modifier you can basically make a val of let's suppose make an instance of that modifier with some properties, like let's suppose let me go in code. लेट्स सपोज यहाँ पे मैं चाहता हूँ वैल reuse then I can write a modifier, or I can do a padding, and I can also do a background. These thing whatever you think that is the thing that is that can be used everywhere. Let's suppose I want कि मैंने एक वो reusable modifier बना दिया which is basically जिसके अंदर मैक्स साइज कहीं पे मैक्स विड्थ वगैरह देना है मुझे, मैं बार बार यूज कर रहा हूँ. आई कैन जस्ट यूज की मतलब इंस्टेड ऑफ यूजिंग अ डिफॉल्ट मॉडिफायर आई कैन प्रोवाइड दिस reuse modifier, reuse modifier, and then after that I can add on the all the properties whatever we want, right? So that will be append here. So that is a basically unscoped modifier. And let's suppose here I want to provide size sorry match parent size, so I'm not able to do, right? But when I make a scoped modifier, when I make a modifier inside the box scope, so here I can basically make the whatever the scoped modifier they provide, we can make that reusable modifier here. So So yeah, you can so that's a simple message here, there's a one unscoped and there is a scoped. So unscoped is good to provide in global scope, so that the other composables can be used. And in scope, it's a pretty much sensible, makes sense to use in the scope, because those things you will not get at the basically top level, right? So yeah, so let's go for the. So that's a very tricky thing to extract the reusable modifiers. You have to basically do couple of practice, couple of make couple of screen. After that you will get that sense of acumen to to write things properly, right? So that's come with the practice, I think. Yeah, for that I have make one repository where you can go and make any screen, template screen, and contribute here. So that will be useful for other guy, like if they want they want and make any project, and they don't want to care about UI, then they can take those thing, they take those screen from our code, and they can make it. So that is the whole idea about that project. I will share that thing too. Yeah. Next is composable preview. So that is one of the thing which is very essential, or it's a awesome thing I found out in Compose, because I work on the design system. So that's a one of a very awesome thing I found out. Like make basically your whatever, but all the condition, all the modes, like night mode, dark mode, television mode, watch mode, every mode have provided there. And according to that you can just provide a annotation, and after that the magics happen, and you can see the all the preview here. So that is the one of thing I like in Compose. So what you have to do, you have to just go write preview, and after preview just you have to provide the UI mode. Like there is a multiple UI mode, you can see here. That is a watch mode. Then you can see there's a night yash mode, night mask mode. Then there's a multiple modes there, right? You can provide those mode, and just you have preview of those modes in a one single place. So that is one of the cool thing. I know that is already in that basically that XML2. But yeah, that's here these things making sense, because in Composable, when you make a custom view at that basically when you make a custom view there, so sometimes that preview wala section is pretty much tricky there. So वो preview वहाँ पे दिखता नहीं था. So those are pretty much tricky there. But in Composable all these things are sorted. uh, you, you have joined. Okay. So yeah, so now we will talk about run run independent preview. So yeah, in Composable you can make you doesn't need to basically run whole connect the screen with the any of the component, like यानी कि Android component like activity, and then you can also only preview those things. uh, Otherwise you have to make a custom view and all the compound view, these kind of things. So no need to have these things. You can preview your single item, list item. That is a single list item, I can preview it in my mobile phone without adding into your I can see okay, how the list is showing in my mobile phone specifically. So just you have to basically run this thing, and that independently run this small thing. But you have to basically provide those data whatever the needed for the that composable function. But yeah, it is fine, it is making sense. Okay, like you can just just run this composable independently. So that is one of thing Compose provide you. There is many of preview thing. I will try to cover it in a one doc and provide those things. Just these things are needed for the coming series. Okay. Next is layout. Guys, till now any questions, any doubts, please let me know. Feel free to unmute yourself or write in chat. Okay, I think no questions. So let's go for the next layouts wala part. So in layout, basically Jetpack Compose, you will found there's a four layouts they provide for arranging your composables in different manner. For there's a one row, then column, and then box, and then there is a constraint. So when you see the basically the row wala part. So row wala part was discussed by the Ankit in earlier section, but let me give a small context on that. So let's see that is a row layout I have used here, right? And in row layout I have provided one image, that image, right? And then there is a one text, this one. So that is arranged in the horizontal manner. So it's the same like you have a basically one horizontal linear layout, you can see. Uh, so so that is a row one. The column one have a same matlab, different thing, like you can just provide here column, and just thing will be arranged in a vertical manner. So that is the thing will happen when you provide a column here. So things are arranged in the vertical manner, right? So okay, sorry. Okay, so you can see now these things in the vertical manner. Some padding and these issues are there because that was a reason other manner, right? So yeah, uh, so other thing is the box. Box is a layout where who basically arrange things in the stack. So see that is a box layout, right? The top one is the box layout where we have a one row, this row wala, and then we have a basically that icon, right? So icon I have aligned to the left, right? Sorry, with the and one. So this icon, so that is basically is tagged on the that basically you can see this one, right? So that is stacked on top of this row layout. But it is stacked in the last, means the and one. So that is a box layout. Then let's go for the constraint layout. So constraint layout, box layout is the same like a you frame layout you use uh, in a in a XML format, right? So that is whole about that. It's a start with 00 वैसे करके. So and you can provide the alignments according to your requirement, like center, top, horizontal, many alignments. You can just provide alignments to your children, and that will be aligned according to that. So that is a center and it's aligned the center and, right? uh let's go for the constraint layout. So constraint layout, I have make one demo screen for that. Okay. So constraint layout is the same as the constraint layout in the XML. So it have a it's different constraints that you can provide here, and you can just provide that constraints, and everything will be work fine for you. So uh profile profile top, remove this history. So here I have just make one simple thing in profile top. You can see there is a one constraint layout, and in constraint layout what I did basically I provided a here wrap content here. So in wrap content I don't think that will work properly. We will see. Full size. Okay. So here you will see ki there's a I create a reference for the card and name. So it's the same like is creating reference is the same like find view id uh, in your XML. It basically create a reference for your composables, and it's aligned according to that. So I have a one card image, card image, and other is the name text, right? So where basically what I do, I basically make that make a basically print, basically I make image uh, one image and one card, right? And here I have basically provided the constant sets. So as you provided in XML, so just I basically mentioned ki that is a card image. I just assign that ki card image instantiate that ki okay card image jo hai wo this image I am talking about this image. Then I provided a constant according to that कि like top पे ये वो जो भी है I just provided constant कि top को top के parent से align कर link कर दो. Then start को start के parent से link कर दो, end को end के parent से link कर दो, top को top. I just do that, right? And after that when you see Mhm. So when you see everything is okay. uh, filter. Okay. So you will see here like everything is aligned, but I think here I have provided top aligned with the top of the card image, right? So basically it's come the bottom of that, and it's basically same like the constant you can see. So according to your requirement, you can do apply the constant set according to your requirement, and you can just you have to create that reference of the your all the views, and after that you can provide a constant set according to your requirement. So that is the whole all about the custom layout. You can also provide a guidelines, whatever you chaining and all these things, whatever you provided in your XML, you can just add on here. Yeah, for that I will provide a resources so that you can check those things out. Okay, so that is whole about the custom layout. So after that, we have left with I think Jetpack Compose list. So in list, basically list is the same. It's the same like a layout we have, right? But we have a basically lazy format. Everything is lazy format. Yeah, we don't have a recycled view or list view right now in our Jetpack Compose, or it's not needed because recycled view was come. So recycled view is all about ki, basically you have a recycled view, right? And basically if you don't have a recycled view, right, then what you will do, you will make a one scroll layout, or you will basically dynamically rendering those items with the data. So all these things are rendered here. So that thing happen in XML अगर आपके पास recycler भी नहीं होता. So in that case what will happen, let's suppose आपके पास 1000 मतलब 1000 number of data है, right? And one item have a four views, or four views have a four IDs. So four IDs into में 400 1000, you have to basically your memory have stored basically 4000 of IDs. So have to store these things. So for recycling the both views, that recycler view comes in the picture. So so here that thing or whole things is taken care by the lazy layout. So here you will get a lazy column, lazy row, and your lazy lazy vertical uh, grid layout. I'm not able to write. I don't know how. So lazy vertical list layout. That's one thing you will get here. Uh, Okay, so that thing you will basically get in the basically list. So there is a one lazy grid too, lazy vertical grid and lazy grid. So we will in this talk we will only talk about the lazy column and lazy row and lazy grid layer. So yeah, so let's talk about the lazy column. Lazy column is the same like the recycler view in vertical manner. A lazy row is same like a recycler view in the horizontal manner. You don't need to care about adapter, view holder, all these things. You just have to basically make the component and render it according to your list. How many list you have, just you have to render it and maintain the state and all this thing, and everything will be taken care by the lazy layout. So then let's see the example, so we have a better understanding. And the grid one is the same like grid layout we have uh, in our there is a grid layout manager, I think, in recycled view. So that is same like that. So yeah, let's see. uh, let's talk about the that lazy low and lazy column. So here is a one loading screen, which is basically list of these items. So here you will landing screen. Let's go to landing screen. So here you can see there is a top section. Top section is nothing but basically I have provided that is a body of something, right? Here I have basically provided the column, and inside the column basically I have provided the lazy column, right? No need to provide that column. Instead of, I didn't have any modifier, I know. So after inside it there is a in item index, and inside it I have put that list. And in that list basically I got that it basically I created the list and got the item. And that item basically is preview. That is the basically loading page item list card. So that is that card. That card I have provided those data to the card, and that card is previewed. So how this is how basically you can provide you can basically make a vertical list. And if you want a horizontal list, so you didn't have to do anything. You just have to write this is with row. And after row you can just you have that row wala lazy scope, and in that lazy scope you can render your item. And that will only load those items which is visible on the screen. So yeah, that is whole about the lazy row and lazy column. Otherwise some people said ki means some beginner developer, you can say, they can think about, okay, instead of doing that, we can do like we are iterating the thing and rendering the item with new data. Composable, it recompose itself, right? So we can move it into the column wala part, or why we use lazy wala. So that is all about ki matlab, you will here you will think you are thinking like कि, okay, ऐसा हो सकता है. लेकिन now what will happen, like all the list will render at one time. Like मतलब एक एक ही बार में सारे लिस्ट आइटम जो है वो रेंडर हो जाएंगे पूरे उस पे पूरे उसमें मेमोरी में, राइट? दे बेसिकली कैन टेक द होल द व्यूज एंड ऑल दिस थिंग. सो वो मतलब उतना परफॉर्मेंट होगा नहीं. दैट इज वेरी लेस परफॉर्मेंट, वेरी वर्स्ट परफॉर्मेंस आई विल से, not less. So then that lazy wala will only basically render those views, those composables which are visible on the screen. And one extra, I think, for deep we will arrange one talk on that. Then there is for we covered the lazy row and lazy column. Let's go for the grid one. So grid have some small different implementation. So so see that's a lazy vertical grid where you can provide the cells. You can provide a fixed cell or the adaptive cell according to your requirement. You can provide adaptive cell is take cells according to the your screen size and your item size. And it's like if you have a tablet, then in tablet it will take some other. And if you have a screen, and but fixed bill will take only two row, right? So two row, and in that these that in content you have to provide what content you want to display. So here you can provide that you are getting that lazy grid scope, right? In that scope you can just render your items. So yeah, so let me show you the preview of this. Okay. Okay, sorry, what is I think okay. Let's wait for a few minutes. Yeah, see, that is a basically you have a one item and other item. I didn't provided some offset here or some spacing between the items, so you are not able to see those spaces. So this will look like that. Uh, this will look like that. You will see the two row, and when you provide three, then it will take according to the three. So that is all about. Uh, okay, so yeah, so this is the whole grid layout is looking like. uh, so I think that is that is the end of the session now. Mm, okay. Thank you guys, thank you for listening me. Thank you for having your patience. uh, I think that talk is useful for you. It gives add a value in your knowledge, I think. uh, yeah guys, any question you have, please let me know. You can unmute yourself and you can ask questions. Hello. Any questions, right?
Uh, no, Manish.